The 49ers last season had a season where everyone assumed they would just run through the entire league all the way into the Super Bowl and win, as they were favored in every single game this season, including the Super Bowl. The Niners have gone through some years just coming short of their goal of winning the Super Bowl again, but came up just short again this recent Super Bowl to the Chiefs. The Niners are in a spot right now where they know they can win a championship. They just need to figure out a way to get over the hump. We saw in the NFC Championship Brock Purdy lead this team into an incredible comeback. One of the best games for them all year, with the Brandon Aiyuk catch as well, but still wasn't enough to get the job done. Like I mentioned, everyone assumed the 49ers were going to win the Super Bowl since on paper they are stacked and the best team in the league. They needed to make a few adjustments to this roster in order to continue to compete for a title shot. The San Francisco 49ers were widely expected to draft an offensive lineman this year. Most mock drafts and analysts predicted they would, but the 49ers selected wide receiver Ricky Pearsall in the first round with the 31st pick. No one expected the 49ers to pick a wide receiver in the first round, or even in the draft at all. However, they didn't stop there and selected another wide receiver, Jacob Cowing, in the 4th round. The Niners wanted to improve their wide receiver room in this year's draft, and they did exactly that by bringing in both of these guys. This does raise questions since the 49ers already have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Aiyuk, and Jauan Jennings, and head coach Kyle Shanahan is known for his ability to scheme receivers open. Some are jumping to the conclusion that the outcome of the Super Bowl was a main factor on why they selected wide receivers in this draft. Samuel was locked up by the Kansas City Chiefs defense in the Super Bowl. We can't ignore that. By drafting Pearsall and Cowing, the 49ers are investing in receivers with exceptional route running skills, addressing this weakness. So in case one receiver gets locked up, at least they will have many of their weapons now. With the addition of Pearsall and Cowing, who are both superior route runners compared to Samuel, Shanahan can be more confident in his receivers' ability to get open. It's likely the Super Bowl loss played a role in the 49ers' decision to draft not one, but two outstanding route running receivers. They needed an extra boost to this offense and now have one of the most stacked offenses in the league. You still have McCaffrey in the backfield as well, who is easily the best running back in the league. He showed that last season that he can compete at an all-time high level and help lead this offense to win games. Like I mentioned, no one expected the Niners to go out and select two wide receivers in this year's draft. Most assumed they would work on building this offensive line, but they just didn't go that direction. Pearsall played 3 years at the University of Florida, appearing in 38 games. During his time there, he recorded 147 catches for 2,212 yards and 13 touchdowns, both as an outside receiver and in the slot. Pearsall, though, never had a 1,000-yard receiving season. This does raise some questions about why the Niners were so determined to draft him. Most draft analysts, like I said, projected him to go in the 2nd round and for them to get an offensive lineman. The Niners could have traded down a few slots in the draft to get some more draft capital and still select him, but they chose to pick him in the 1st round, indicating their strong belief in his potential. While Pearsall's talent is not in question, he is undoubtedly a solid player. The NFL draft often revolves around value, and selecting him at 31 seemed costly. By drafting him in the 1st round, the 49ers secured a 5th-year option on his rookie deal, providing valuable long-term flexibility given their uncertain wide receiver situation. Brandon Aiyuk and Jauan Jennings are both essentially on 1-year contract, with Jennings unlikely to return in 2025 and Aiyuk waiting a possible contract extension. Deebo Samuel's contract is also more manageable if the team decides to part ways with him. Pearsall's versatility likely influenced the Niners' decision to draft him. Similar to Samuel, Pearsall can play inside, outside, and in gadget roles. Although Samuel is better with the ball in his hand, Pearsall excels in route running and beating press man-to-man coverage, making him a valuable addition to the team. Ricky will help improve this offense, giving Purdy another weapon to use, especially since you can spread him across the field. He'll be a very key piece to this offense. It'll be interesting to see him and Purdy build rapport. Regardless of the speculation surrounding their current receiver, the 49ers needed to make a significant addition at wide receiver in this draft. With Aiyuk and Jauan Jennings entering their final year of their rookie contract and Deebo Samuel's cap charge set to spike this year, the 49ers had to start planning for the future. The pressing question now is what this means for the existing group. While sticking with their current roster would align with their Super Bowl ambitions, drafting Pearsall stirs rumors of a potential trade. We all have been watching closely as Brandon Aiyuk and the Niners are waiting to make a decision on what they will do. A lot of people expected the Niners to have already traded Aiyuk, but still nothing has happened yet, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well. Kyle Shanahan is known for being tough on young receivers, making it challenging for Pearsall to see immediate playing time. However, the 49ers likely won't require much from him right away unless they trade Aiyuk, Samuel, or Jennings. The eventual goal is for Pearsall to become a starter, but it's unlikely the 49ers will expect that from him immediately. Instead, he is more likely to contribute as a returner during his rookie year. Another interesting fact about Pearsall is that he's only dropped 5 passes since the beginning of 2020. This is a great sign since he will continue to improve in the league and will get much better. During OTAs, we get our first glimpses of this team working out and practicing together. One thing discussed during OTAs is the absence of some key players. While most aren't concerning to not be there, it's still up in the air what will happen with Brandon Aiyuk. The 49ers are once again without him during OTAs as he awaits a contract extension. He is staying away from organized team activities while his representatives negotiate a long-term deal with the team. After Tuesday's OTA, Kyle Shanahan remained unfazed by Aiyuk's absence, noting that it's not unusual for a star player to miss this part of this offseason. Over the past 4 years, players like George Kittle, Fred Warner, Deebo Samuel, Nick Bosa, they have all negotiated significant contracts during this time period. As with previous cases, an extension for Aiyuk doesn't appear imminent, with training camp in late July and the regular season in early September serving as more important deadlines. Despite some cryptic social media posts sparking speculation of a trade request, Aiyuk has maintained some presence at the team's facility and has communicated positively with Shanahan and general manager John Lynch, even praising the selection of Pearsall, his former teammate at Arizona State. Lynch and Shanahan have acknowledged they would consider trade offers for anyone, including Aiyuk and Samuel, but they have never planned to trade either receiver unless presented with an exceptional offer. Aiyuk is entering the final year of his rookie contract with a $14.12 million cap hit in 2024. He is coming off a great season with 75 catches for 1,342 yards and 7 touchdowns, earning him a second-team All-Pro selection. Brock Purdy was pressured on 20% of his dropbacks last season, which is about average for the league. However, given the frequency of the 49ers passing attempts compared to other teams, many expected them to draft an offensive tackle in the first round, like I mentioned. The 49ers took an interesting approach to their defensive line, prioritizing quantity with the hopes it would lead to quality. This strategy became necessary after Arik Armstead's departure, prompting the acquisition of Malik Collins, with Chase Young and Javon Kinlaw leaving. Jordan Elliott and Leonard Floyd joined the team. Bernardo Green is anticipated to play a significant role in the secondary, but the most notable addition might be Isaac Yiadom. How much can a team that held a double-digit lead in the second half of the Super Bowl improve in one offseason? Addressing the lack of rotation at right guard could solve many issues. Keeping their key players healthy is crucial, with Isaac Yiadom's health in 2024 potentially being a game changer. He was outstanding for the New Orleans Saints last year. The 49ers had some areas to address this offseason and had to make some moves to continue to get better. This team has all the talent it needs when it comes to making a deep playoff run in the NFC and going back to the Super Bowl. This team just needs everyone to stay focused and play at the highest level they can. This team got better this offseason by improving an already stacked offense, but also by strengthening the defensive line. The only issue for concern I see is with the offensive line, so that'll be interesting to watch play out. If you made it this far and you haven't already, make sure you go down below and hit the subscribe button. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a 49ers video or any video at all. Leave a like and comment down below what you're looking forward to most for next season, and I'll see you guys in the next one.